We'll see. In fact, shall we do a quick disclaimer that this in no way represents any of our political opinions or views on history. We're just looking at fan fiction and shipping.
Yeah, pretty much.
However, we are English and we do hate the French.
We're tsundere for the French, I think you'll find.
Yeah, we have a love-hate relationship with the French.
Yeah,
it's actually actually I can't really talk. I love red wine, so if it wasn't for the French, I will say this: if it wasn't for the French, I'd have to drink English wine.
Yeah,
and nobody wants to drink English wine.
English wine's fucking shite.
Yeah.
So,
hello and welcome
everyone.
To the shipping forecast. Haha.
That's us. Hi. I'm James. Joining me, as always, as you've heard, is Grace.
Hello.
So much less enthusiasm there. You jumped in ready. I was expecting more.
What do you mean? Hello.
Give it more pizzazz.
Okay.
Great.
Hello,
there we
pizzazz.
go.
Welcome everyone. Hi, I'm Grace. La-di-da. Okay, Nick.
Exactly. Nick's here too. Nick's here too, right?
Nick. He's not here. Abort. He's gone.
Ah!
Okay, he's back.
What the fuck?
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back, Nick.
I'm sorry.
Ears.
I don't know
Why
what
did
I
you
don't know
come
what
back
happened there.
screaming? What the fuck? My ears are bleeding.
My microphone wasn't working, and now it is.
Oh, for God's sake. Ah, good. So, we were meant to start at 5, and it's now 7, through various technical difficulties. So, yeah.
It was.
Now your mic doesn't work.
It wasn't. It's
cracking.
It's fine.
So, Nick, what have you been reading?
I've been reading Fast and the Furious Vulcan Drift by Lousy_Science. The summary is, it's a Kirk and Spock riff on the Fast and the Furious. Jim is an eager space flyer trying to break into the underground drag racing circuit, filled with dangerous gangsters, fast ships, and a brilliant team, led by a mysterious Vulcan. I wonder who that could be.
So, for those of you who don't know me, I am a massive Trekkie, so I'm kind of keen to see where this is going and how faithful it is to the Star Trek canon.
It's honestly his Trek fanaticalness makes it look like I only have a passing interest in cars.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. If you look at my shelf to the side, I have a model of the Constitution class sitting there quite proudly, and just below my monitor there's there's Captain Archer's NX class ship, both called Enterprise.
Already, stop.
Yeah. Fine.
This is why Jim's quite a useful person to have around, because now I know how normal people feel when I talk to them about cars.
I will say this now. I hate what I've seen of Star Trek because James decided to introduce me to First Contact with his mum. And
Cracking
90s
film.
has not aged well and is absolutely horrendous, and I hated every moment of it. And the
CGI's held
shit
up fantastically.
you come up with about Star Trek, it's like the moment you start talking about it, I've got to zone out because he's going to be on for ages about this, and it's just oh god, no, here we go again. Okay, and then I wake up later and you've got a strepsil and you're no longer talking, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's Grace has to go away, have a Lemsip,
Wow.
and then come back when she doesn't have a migraine.
Don't know about that. I think my conscious.
I feel attacked, to
cuts
be
out
honest.
completely. I think I'm back into the room when my brain registers no one's talking anymore.
Oh, excellent.
So, Nick, why don't you tell us about Fast and Furious Vulcan Drift?
We have a domestic on on our hands.
Yeah,
okay,
'cause-
so basically, the fic follows the plot of Fast and Furious 1. For anybody who hasn't seen Fast and Furious 1, basically, to break it down for you, Jim Kirk, who is playing the Paul Walker character in this, he is a Starfleet officer who is sent undercover on the underground space drag racing circuit to take down this crew that's sort of, knocking off freighters for stolen goods and then fencing them and making a shitload of money and stuff like that. As it turns out, it's led by Spock, who would be the last person I would see as the Vin Diesel character. But here we are. It works kind of well, and sort of, going through it, basically, to give you a rough summary of the plot, Jim Kirk breaks into the underground racing scene, loses his first race, as what happens in Fast 1. He gets picked up by Spock's team, who, teach him how to build ships and be really good at racing and things like that. Then, of course, he's got to report to his superior, Captain Pike, who is high up in Starfleet. And it sort of goes on, and various things happen, and anyway, Spock finds out who Jim Kirk really is. He's actually a Starfleet pilot who's undercover. Doesn't flip his lid because, of course, that's not what Vulcans are about. But instead, they sort of work up a plan to play, his sort of superiors and the other gangs at their own game. The only thing it does differ on is instead of the final drag race in Fast 1, where Dom crashes his car, there's a very protracted and sort of well-written, very flowery sex scene between Jim and Spock.
Hey, finally start. It's interesting. Hey.
Yep. So, yes, it's a James T. Kirk and a Spock /fic, ladies and gentlemen.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, there you have it. It's really, really nice. It's really, really nicely written. It's really, really nicely done. There's lots of various different little references to the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like, instead of nitrous oxide, they have dilithium boosters, abbreviated to DILB, like, NOSes and stuff like that. The guy who sets up the races, who owns the repair hoist that they're all sort of set off from, he's called Hector, and he's the contact that, Brian Spillner in Fast 1 has to get him into the underground racing circuit. It ties in really, really well, even though it's sort of like a /fic, which, to be honest, I wasn't expecting, even though it says so in the tags, so I guess that's on me.
You were so invested you forgot it was gay as hell.
Yeah.
The slow burn got you.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so basically, I'd like to hand you over to Jim, who is now going to give us a 4-hour lecture on why dilithium boosters are bullshit.
Okay, no. I will hold back on explaining why dilithium boosters wouldn't work in the Trek universe. The main one I was actually going to point out is from the Kirk Spock /fic. So, Vulcans have a thing called Pon farr, which is sort of a mating ritual. It's the only time they kind of drop all their logic and become mad horny. And that only happens once every 7 years. Yeah, Kirk has to fight Spock to get him not be horny anymore.
What on earth?
Go to horny jail. Bonk.
Yeah, I can't actually remember why that happens, to be honest. I'm not massive on the original series.
I can remember an arena for some reason.
Yeah, there's an arena. They've got these like double-ended spears. One's got like a mace on one side, one's got like a crescent moon shaped stabby bit on the other.
What the fuck are the spears for if they're getting horny? What's going on? What the fuck?
It's to fight.
Why are they fighting?
Grace, we're gonna have to sit down and watch some Star
Trek
Trek with you.
Just tell me what. Are you telling? Okay.
I'm not telling you. So... You have to see it for yourself.
So, honestly, you just made it sound like those weren't weapons, but like sex apparatus. But,
it was quite a phallic scene.
Oh god.
But that's not the point. The point is, if Kirk and Spock are gonna be a thing, Kirk's gonna have to be very patient. Because Spock's not going to be horny again for another 7 years.
Here's the thing.
I'm sure there are asexuals that make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but have you seen Captain Kirk? He's an incredibly thirsty man.
He's probably not going to be loyal. Let's be honest. But
It's
Yeah,
it's
that's
this is
true.
this
Poor
is the thing
Spock.
though. Also, I think in this sort of fanfics universe, I think he would be loyal because the one thing about Fast and the Furious, the one thing that's more important than the cars, is the family.
Here we go.
So
Yeah.
yep.
Family. Yeah.
And also, I suppose this is fan fiction, and one of the beauties of writing fan fiction is you can make your favorite characters do whatever you want them to. So maybe,
Yes. And
yes,
Yeah,
we
we
thank
I'll
you
give it
for
that.
it. We're having so
Okay,
much fun.
I do have.
Not always, but a lot of the time.
So I have one more point
Yes.
about the Trek aspect as well. So skimming through, I get the impression the author is more of a J.J. Abrams Trek person rather than a Gene Roddenberry sort of classic
hang
James T.
on.
Kirk era.
Be very careful what you say because we said we wouldn't get involved in politics.
Okay. No, don't worry.
This is incredibly
I can
niche.
do that. So, hear me out. Okay, so this means the Kirk they've written the dialogue as if Kirk is played by Chris Pine and
Right,
not
okay.
William Shatner.
Okay.
So, Nick, if you can find us some long dialogue from Kirk, and if we can turn that into Shatner
Give me
dialogue.
2 seconds. I think there's a long passage in the second chapter because it'll be.
So, yeah, for this dialogue, yeah, it's written normally as Chris Pine. And Chris Pine kind of sounds kind of normal, generic action hero in my mind. So he's like, "Of course Pike, come on. When you came to me, you said the Starfleet were willing to try something different to get these guys. I never lied about how much it would cost, which is peanuts, by the way, compared to the budget these crews throw around. By the way, no currency in the Federation. Don't know why they're talking about budgets. Anyway. And you can't go into a meet like with some Dowager Aunt space hopper. Do you still trust me?" So that's how they wrote the line. But
I love that. Do you know what you sounded like?
what?
You sounded like the American overdubbing of Mad Max 1.
Perfect. I can live with that. But so yeah, that's how they've written the dialogue and how it's expected. But of course, me being a classic Trekkie, and I think Nick's a fan of Shatner as well.
Oh, yeah.
Probably more sounds like this.
Of course, Pike, come on. When you came to me, you said that Starfleet were willing to try something different to get these guys. I never lied about how much it would cost, which is peanuts, by the way, compared to the budgets these crews throw around. And you can't go into a meet like that with some Dowager Aunt's space hopper. Do you still trust me?
Bravo.
I can't do Shatner.
That was a good Shatner. I liked it.
Oh, excellent.
So, are there any other points we need to talk about with this fic?
That's basically it. I mean, I shall sort of sum it up by saying it's very well written. I enjoyed reading it, and if you're a fan of, Star Trek and Fast and the Furious, you'll find little details from sort of both of the franchises which link them together quite nicely. Like, you can see how one of your favourite bits in the Fast and the Furious universe would work in the Star Trek universe, which I thought was really good. Also, if you're a fan of slash fic, the sex scene is in chapter 4. It's very long, it's very long, drawn out, well written. If you're into that sort of thing, then yeah, you go for it. This is the fic for you. Yeah, it's just good. I really enjoyed it, and every now and again there'd be like a little nod to Fast and the Furious, and I'd be like, that it's just good. I enjoyed it.
And reading through, there are kind of nods to sort of. It's not just the J.J. Abrams era of Star Trek, by the looks of it. I've noticed there's some Cardassians in here. There's Talaxians. Yeah. So they've done their research.
Yeah, I think basically what they've done is they've sort of pulled together all the best bits of the Star Trek universe to make it work better in a Fast and the Furious setting. I
wouldn't say better, but
well, all of the sort of to make it work in a Fast and the Furious setting.
Okay.
And to make it
Yeah.
to maybe make it seem more seedy and underworldish, which of course, as we know, the Federation isn't really like that. They're all about, striving for excellence, boldly going where no man has gone before, all the heroism and the, heroics and shit for forging alliances in deep space and things like
To
that.
seek out new life and new civilizations. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Has Grace gone to sleep yet?
One final point. Scotty smokes weed. Confirmed.
Nice.
Huh. He's always struck me as more of a whiskey man, but...
No, he smokes weed in this.
Okay. Sure. I can believe that.
Yeah.
Cool. So, end of the day, seal of approval, did you like it?
Seal of approval, yes. It was a very enjoyable read.
So, Grace, it's your turn to pick a fandom. What do you have for us this time?
Okay, today I have gone back in the past and thought about the kind of things that came out during my childhood. And I remember being very, very fond of a little 5-minute episode each program called Hetalia, which its aim was to sort of lightly, gently gloss over some of the stuff that happened in the wars between countries, and all the countries are personified, and it's quite childish, quite immature, and probably not best to take seriously. In retrospect, it's probably incredibly racist now, but I don't know, I vaguely remember it being incredibly popular on Tumblr, to the point it almost
I watched
got put...
it during my uni days, and it was quite good.
Oh, okie doke.
Yeah,
So
and
each...
it was funny because the episodes were incredibly immature, but all the stuff that came out of it was like all the fan art was like really majestic and like took it really seriously and stuff like that, and it was just a very interesting contrast between the two. So what you saw on the TV show and what the fans actually produced were like two different genres altogether. Like it was amazing.
Oh, there'll be some sights to see in this dive then, won't they?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
So
honest,
the cliff
I've
notes
seen
of
quite
it.
a few doujinshis where they've been shipping countries together and they've turned it into very graphic sex. It's been quite interesting. And what's worse, or maybe interesting might be a better way of saying it, is they make references to historic events almost all the time because that's what they do. And it appears in everything.
So, Grace, what is a doujinshi for those of us who don't speak Japanese?
It's funny because you say that better than me, and I'm wondering why you're asking if you clearly know the answer, James.
Because I know that Nick and our audience probably don't know, and you brought it up.
Okay, as far as I'm aware, it is a graphic novel, which is fan-made. Yeah? And usually,
Yeah, that's right.
quite usually, rated 18.
But not always.
But not always. But all the ones I've seen.
Typical.
Because I'm a degenerate.
Nice.
Right. Yeah. To be honest, they find me a lot of the time. I don't quite know how it happens.
So, predictions on ships. Also, Nick, did we explain what the characters of Hetalia are like sufficiently to you?
Shall I go into it more? Like a little bit of context?
I'll tell you what, yes, because my understanding is that basically in Hetalia, from what Jim's told me from when he was going to uni, the countries are represented by like anime girls.
Anime boys,
no,
usually.
Not quite.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. You didn't explain that very well to me. Otherwise, well, either that or I've forgotten. But there we go. So, yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Grace, go ahead.
So, it pretty much revolves around the Axis powers. So, mainly in World War One and Two, of obviously Italy, Germany, and Japan all teaming up. They're a little team against the Allies, which are made up of America, Canada, England, France, China, and Russia.
Okay.
You know, I wouldn't have known this if I hadn't watched Hetalia because my history lessons were rubbish. But no offense, Mrs. Lambert, you're lovely, I'm sure, but shit. Okay, and what was I going on about?
It expands from there, though. Like, almost every country has their own anime boy in this show that is portrayed. Even Sealand is in there.
Yeah, they're all
seriously?
personified. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sealand's in it. He's a little boy who looks a little
mega.
bit like England's character.
Oh, that's mega. That's ace. Oh, I fucking love Sealand. Anybody who doesn't know what Sealand is, please Google them. It's what I aspire to do someday.
Oh god, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
There's also Y as well, which is that micronation in Australia, where some guy was like, okay, I'm just going to become a king, and so he made the Principality of Y, which is WY.
I didn't realise that was in
She's I think she's in the comics. She's later on.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
If anybody would like to know more about Sealand, please go to www.sealandgov.org.
Of course, they've got their own go.
We're not sponsored by Sealand. Let's move on.
No, we're not. But wouldn't you like to be?
Oh, I'd love to be sponsored. They could give us titles.
They could let us hang a banner off the side of the sea fort.
We don't have a sea fort. Oh, you mean our banner on their sea fort?
Yes.
You could just apply for a
C4.
passport, apparently, and like early on they'd give you roles, so you could just be the ambassador or one of the many princes or something.
Mm-hmm. What ships are you guys expecting to see in this? Considering every country is up there.
France and the UK.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Spain and Italy, specifically southern Italy, and Germany and northern Italy. There we go. Those are mine.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this counts as me betraying my country, but I can see France, UK being quite popular. Because I was quite into that ship. They're quite cute together.
I've never known you to ship two men together, James.
Well, I make exceptions sometimes, and Britain and France are countries.
It's you see that, ladies and gentlemen, from a northerner, that was a complete straight face.
I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for like the tsundere relationship, where
It was a
like one of them hates it.
relationship in Hetalia though. Like he was like, I'm not going to sign this marriage contract, and then he like drags him into a fucking alleyway, and then suddenly there's a pact that's been signed.
Yeah, like they're always fighting because that is the history of Britain and France. We were constantly at war for centuries.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they did make a joke out of that. They were like, every time England goes into battle, it is just because France is on the opposite side. And then when France changed sides, we changed to the other side so we could fight France. Okay.
We only get involved because we want to fight France. And it's true the other way around as well. Like, the only reason America won the War of Independence was because France saw that England was having problems and they're like, right, we're in. Let's supply them with stuff. Which brings me to my next prediction, come to think of it. I think we're going to see a Hamilton crossover.
Oh, okay.
Because Hamilton's quite popular and it covers history, and so does Hetalia. So, yeah.
Okie doke.
Calling that now. We'll see if I'm right or not.
We shall see what happens.
Any guesses which countries will be popular, Nick? Like Russia and the US?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to, based on my limited knowledge of Hetalia and my slightly less limited knowledge of World War One and World War Two, I reckon Austria and Hungary are going to get it on, Austria and Germany. Germany and Italy are going to get it on, but Italy's going to switch sides halfway through and go have it off with the UK and America.
When you say switch sides...
it means exactly what I think. Yeah, they're going to be in love with Germany and stuff like that, and then switch sides and just bugger off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I reckon America and Russia, they'll love each other, but they'll end up as bitter enemies, and then they'll love each other again afterwards. And yeah, I think that's pretty much me done. And pretty much a lot of people offended by my current statements. But there we go.
That reminds me, by the way, when they made Hetalia, about I think it was halfway through, the creator clarified bonus content that they had human names as well, so they could fit in with everyday people.
Oh, yeah.
Even though most people know that they're
Oh.
countries, like they have actual names. So Canada is called Matthew Williams, and America is called Alfred F. Jones. So this Japanese guy has looked up the most popular names for each country and allocated them to the countries. But for some reason we got
Oh.
Arthur Kirkland. And I don't know anyone by the last name Kirkland.
That's a very British name.
Really?
But America should have been called Donald E. Dieselberger Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But apparently most people in America are called Jones as their last name. Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Oh.
And I think France is called Francis Bonifoy or something. Bonifoy. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that works.
Prussia is called Gilbert. Germany is called Ludwig.
Yeah.
Italy is called Feliciano, and he's got a brother called Lovino.
Yeah, that's very
Spain
Italian.
is Antonio. Oh, why do I remember these? Or vaguely remember these? First name terms of all these countries, you know? My God.
Ah, well, yeah. Grace the world leader. In
Isn't it,
every
though?
sense of the word. Yeah.
So,
Oh my
talking
God.
of learning something new, I've
Yeah.
found something here. I think it's fair to say we're all familiar with Alpha, Beta, and Omega right now.
Oh, already? Have you really found one already?
I found one, not
Of
only
course
that,
you have.
but I found one with a fourth category.
A fourth
So this one
category.
contains
What do you mean?
gammas. This is how to be a monster. And for 3 years, Ivan and his siblings lived in the wild as gammas, wolves with no
so-
pack.
Guess who Ivan is?
I'm guessing Russia.
It is Russia.
Well, hey.
Congratulations. I tell you what I find funny is that from what Hetalia actually is, I'm surprised how dark all the fanfiction is, considering it's really dumb. Like, canon-wise, everything about it is just
Yeah.
crack. And then we've gone to this, and it's like really dark themes, like there's alcoholism, there's people trying to kill each other, there's prostitutes knocking about with all these like drug addictions.
Yeah.
It's like,
I've got another one I
Jesus
don't want to
Christ.
cover here.
It's
that
amazing.
Alfred is a professional child abductor
What?
who vows to never keep one for himself
Oh, for fuck's
until he
sake.
lays his eyes on Ivan. Yeah.
Wow.
This is a dark fandom.
That.
Wow. Yeah?
I don't want
No.
to go to
No,
jail.
me neither.
What the?
That's-
I found. I have found an England and France fic, and the tags are necrophilia, smut, alternate universe, zombie
Okay,
apocalypse.
drop us a link.
Contains fucking gross shit and necrophilia. You have been warned.
Oh, man.
Are we doing necrophilia?
Well,
I'm not personally.
I'm not. What you get up to on a weekend is up to
Yeah.
you, mate. But, you know.
Shh, you know what I mean.
Well, the thing is, I mean...
Read it and
what-
find out. It's a zombie fic, so I don't think it's. Hopefully, it won't take itself too seriously. But I don't know
Okay.
because I haven't read it.
Yeah, this is the weird thing, really. It's like...
To be fair, if the author is saying
where
it's
do
honestly
you-
disgusting, and it hasn't been made to elicit bodily reaction, it's simply a reaction. I don't condone necrophilia, don't try it at home. So who has the
don't try it.
opportunity to try it at
I love it when
home?
people say that. Murderers.
Yes.
Exactly.
Murderers don't need encouragement.
Jeffrey
Please don't.
Dahmer.
No, they don't. Murderers do not need encouragement. Neither
true.
do necrophiliacs.
You're right. I'm a beautiful princess. Thank you for agreeing.
What?
I don't know. I'm just skimming through.
Were you reading something, or are you just looking in the mirror, James?
There's not a mirror in this room, but thank you.
Scotland wants England to make him a kilt, and America comes home at the wrong time.
That sounds
There's a
good.
kilt fic, and it's called "Real Men Wear Kilts" by Toast.
That sounds way
And
better.
I feel like I've
let's
seen
let's
that
do
name
it.
before.
A kilt fic? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
It is now.
Okay.
Kilt
Let's
fic.
learn about kilts.
Real Men Wear Kilts by Toast_Senpai.
They do.
America comes home at the wrong time. Okay. Why does England want Scotland to make him a kilt?
I don't know. Are we
No,
going to
hang
look
on.
at this
Yeah,
now?
it's the other way
It's
around.
the
Find
other
out?
way around, innit?
Scotland wants a kilt.
Scotland wants
Yeah,
England
that
to
makes
make
more
him a
sense.
Yeah,
No,
That's it.
that makes less sense. Why the fuck would Scotland go to his shitty younger brother and go, "Oi,
that's true.
make me a kilt"? Like, he's an independent, well, not necessarily independent at the moment, but he can make his own kilts. He's been making them longer than
very
England,
true.
definitely.
I would have thought he'd just have a kilt.
Maybe England's better at sewing.
Yes, he is actually good at sewing. Like, there's a bit he's doing embroidery.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. I just remember this episode where they're reading this paper and like, why did Russia jump out of like a plane? And it is based on something that Russian soldiers did once, where they jumped out of a plane thinking the snow would cushion their
I've
fall,
seen that one.
and they broke all the bones in their body. Yeah, and France
Oh,
and
dear.
England's just sitting there in like the same house, quite domestic, and England's just embroidering. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here? I didn't even notice you come in. Like, get out of my house." Sitting at my table, reading my paper. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I suppose that checks out because, of course, in the I suppose it's World War One and World War Two, the textile mills would have still been in full swing, wouldn't they?
Okay, well, it might not even be in that.
Yeah, Hetalia, you don't really know when it's set.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of a
It
nebulous
covers all
period.
sorts of periods. It starts off in the present and then goes back to the past. And like
Ah,
it'll
right,
tell
okay.
you the dates
Yeah.
in the episode, and they'll do little random bits like the War of
Like
Atlantis
Grandad Rome
and-
shows up at one point
All right,
as well.
fair enough.
Because he is the granddad
Yeah.
of
Grandad
many
Rome.
European countries. In fact, all European countries, I
Yeah.
think.
That's quite good. All roads lead to Rome and all that.
So yeah, I'm just skimming through this. America's mouth dropped open at the sight of England. He was in a skirt, and it was fucking hot. America slowly approached him, a huge grin on his face. This isn't something I would normally do, you pillock.
Oh, bloody hell.
America wasn't having any of that. He snatched England's arm and pulled him close, back to his chest. Isn't it? Isn't it, doll? I thought you loved wearing women's clothing. England scoffed. Can't you see it's a kilt which are worn by men, for your information? I was just playing. I don't know what this is. But why you have it on is a mystery. Becoming Scottish? I would never become Scottish. This was a request from Scotland himself.
Oh my god.
I'd like to apologise to every country because we're gonna...
You don't even have to apologise for the whole of America. It's just Texas.
I'd like to apologise to Texas.
I think they would argue with
Yeah,
that.
that wasn't. It's like in Braveheart when Mel Gibson does a Scottish accent.
Yeah, I suppose the Scottish accent in You're a Wizard, Harry was more convincing.
I also want people to be aware that Hetalia in itself has a few canon alternate universes of its own. Where there's Neo-Talia, which is they're all female, and more importantly, Nico-Talia, where they're all cats.
Of course.
And you have Germauser, You have Americat.
Yeah.
like they all have cat pun names. I can't
Nice.
remember them all, but it's lovely. So
America.
bonus points if we find any Hetalia.
It's Hetalia. Sorry, I'm being a weeb. but-
Hetalia. Yeah, you're such a. You don't correct Nick when he says Hetalia.
Yeah, but Nick doesn't watch anime. Grace, you should know better.
No, I don't. I'll never know better.
I've watched like 3 animes in my time on
Think
this
Grace.
world.
That's why I don't bother correcting you. But I do correct Grace, because Grace is a weeb like me and should know. I have here. So, Grace, what does 2P mean in relation to these?
Second persona.
Ah,
So
okay.
it's another AU. I think this is what it is, but there is another AU where their personalities are inverted. So all the nice ones are really horrible, and the grumpy ones are really nice, and
So it's the mirror universe.
Ah, okay.
yeah, and it's really creepy.
They all have like goatees and such.
No, mostly their colours are just inverted, and they're not necessarily
damn.
inverted. They're just slightly off, and like
That's a shame.
England for some reason dresses in pink, drinks even more tea, like sweets and things, and he is like
The
your...
mirror universe of Britain, he still likes tea.
Yeah, he still likes tea, but like he's instead of being this crotchety old git, he's one of those sort of sweet, like disgustingly sweet people, but on the inside he's like horrible.
Rotten to the core.
He's a
Yeah.
yandere.
He's a yandere, and the yandere Russia is a tsundere.
Interesting. Anyway, I have here for you guys. I love my werewolf boyfriend, 2P werewolf Canada X reader.
Oh god.
Oh, it's
That's why I
read
was
effect,
asking.
I suppose. Okay.
It's a read fic with werewolf Canada,
Nice. And it
I
cost
don't
only
know what to
2p.
make of that.
and it only costs 2p. Warning: sex, swearing, spelling, grammar, and a werewolf doing it with you. Hey, don't look at me like that. Pouts. Equals 3 equals. And then 2 close brackets.
Excellent. What's lemon?
Nice. How do you not
Yeah,
know
I've been
what
wondering
lemon...
about that.
That's probably the one thing I shouldn't have to explain. Lemon, I think... Okay, so I think the meaning of lemon as this came out changed a couple of times. But it essentially came out of lemon party, which is like a gay
Really?
term for like old people who have sex.
Oh, we know about Lemon Party.
No, I think. Don't sound so enthusiastic, Jim. I think. I think lemon came out of. It was a derogatory term in America for gay and lesbian people because, of course, in America, if you say that you've bought a lemon, you've bought something which doesn't work.
Nick, I'm gonna have to interrupt you because you're both wrong.
Oh,
Because I've just googled it. It just means a fanfic with explicit sexual content.
oh,
And
okay.
it originates from the early 2000s. There was something called the citrus scale for how juicy your fanfic was. Starting
Fantastic.
at citrus and then going to grapefruit.
Oh, nice.
fuck?
I'm just going to look that up.
So
Citrus
should we be
scale.
rating these differently?
We could try and citrus scale.
There it is.
I've got a question. What side, like, is grapefruit the worst?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the least worst?
Citrus.
Avocado.
Citrus is a mild
Orange
interaction.
is the least
Orange
worst.
is for kiss. It's essentially like a it's a variant of the base system, like first base, second base, etc.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, citrus is just mild. They're hugging, they're kissing. Orange is for like more kissing with some touching beyond that.
So
Lime is heavy making out and some light groping. Lemon is actual sex, and grapefruit is anything beyond that.
All right. right, okay.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
And we've just dodged Nick talking about cars once again. Thanks, TV tropes.
Hey. Oh, excellent. So I like this. It's like first base, second base, third base, home, and I don't know, in the stands, I guess, in the changing rooms.
Right,
Oh, I found a lingerie misunderstanding, which is the suspenders one.
A lingerie misunderstanding.
So suspenders in America and suspenders in the UK are two very different things.
Oh, yeah, of course they are.
You enjoy
aren't they?
suspenders, England said, and it was an incredulous statement, not a question. Well, yeah, America said, blushing slightly before turning his head away. Like, I like to tug on them, shut up. And so
Oh,
later,
dear.
England comes in and, like, I've got something for you. And he's wearing, like, suspenders and a garter belt. And America's like, what? You said you like suspenders. He was like, well, I meant suspenders, you know, these suspenders. And he, like, shows him his own actual, like, strap suspenders.
Braces.
Yeah, braces. Oh Lord, said England, he should fucking runs off. Sod off, I don't want to hear you. So yeah, suspenders by Amine if you ever want to look that up.
I found Arthur, a wizard who specialises in sex and seduction.
What?
It's funny. I find it funny that anyone ships England with anyone because he's got the most massive, strange-looking eyebrows where he looks like he's drawn a load of lines on his face. And it's like people would pair him with one and call him really attractive, and it's like, I don't think he's supposed to be, you know. Especially not like a wizard of the mystic sexual art.
Yeah, he's not a heartthrob.
No, he's not, is he?
Alfred seeks out a master to teach him the fine art of magic, in which Alfred makes a terrible mistake.
Maybe I can make you believe in love and sex and magic.
He's like a horny Snape.
I kind of assumed Snape was always horny. Oh wow, there are 36 chapters for this.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I'm curious specifically, chapter 27, in which Alfred plays with fire. So, through all the sex magic, he finally learns how to cast Fireball, and it probably backfires. Oh no, I wasn't far off. Arthur turns Alfred into a half-dragon.
Oh, okay.
Okie doke.
So that's where the playing with fire comes into it.
Are they gonna have sex while he's a dragon?
Oh,
Yeah,
probably.
probably.
Bloody hell.
Nice.
There's one of them's a half incubus as well,
Okay.
which I assume means you're horny, but not always.
You're horny, but you can function as a normal human being.
Yeah,
Handy.
Which is,
Handy.
as opposed to all-in incubus.
it's like all of us, I suppose, isn't it?
we're all half incubus.
We're all horny, but we can function as a normal human beings.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know. Maybe they mean like incubuses is just like they've got magic sex powers and like they elude pheromones or something stupid because they're only half. They don't like do it on purpose. I don't know. I'm trying to guess what they're on about.
But I do know that I found another tentacle fic.
Jesus, you're doing well, aren't you? You sure you just haven't
Yep.
like clicked a tag by accident?
No comments.
Okay.
He hasn't clicked it. It's just what the algorithm sends him because it's what he looks at it anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, this is called When It Started We Had High Hopes.
Okay. Who's it by?
England knew sheltering in strange... Oh, by Cathar.
Alright.
England knew sheltering in strange caves was a bad idea, even in a downpour as heavy as this one. Even when you're lost in the forest.
Ominous.
So yeah. England is ravaged by tentacles.
What?
He hates it at first.
What? Okay.
Yeah. The tentacle porn I never knew I had to write.
Okay, there it is.
I found another. I found another kilt on. Oh no! Hang on. Shit. Maybe this.
Did you
maybe
click
this
on
kilt
something?
thing is part 4 of kilts. It might actually be
Oh.
the same person who has a very specific fetish for kilts. Hang on. Let's see.
Specifically England in a kilt, and not Scotland.
Actually, no. I think this is someone else altogether who's got a thing for kilts. And okay. So part 1 is England and America, and is Arthur, England, is forced into a kilt by his half-brother. Not pleased with the arrangement, he soon forgets his woes and he spots America, and things carry on. Next is Arthur's father. Father is getting remarried, and he's looking at Alfred, and once again they have to wear kilts. And then another wedding, but this time Arthur's happy to be there. Unfortunately, a kilt is required again. And then kinky kilts is Francis,
Wow.
aka France, finds himself drawn to Andrew, which is Scotland, wishing he had made more moves before he was in a committed relationship. But when they finally fall into bed together, does it actually mean an end to his pining? So I'm guessing they're wearing kilts in that as well.
I had no idea kilts were so popular.
Yeah,
I
suppose
2
kilts are a
people
thing.
so far. Crikey.
That's
Yeah, but
more than I expected.
more than one. More than one person likes it.
What's a sporan or sporans?
A sporran. It's the little purse that you wear on the front of a kilt.
Well, the tag is sexy sporans, and it appears in all of them.
A sexy sporran.
Yeah, it's by Firebear
Oh,
for Zeppelifer. So yeah, started off as a Christmas
Christ.
present, and it continued on apparently.
Well,
Nice.
I have no disrespect for them. Like, if kilts are your thing, good on you.
Okay, back to looking
oh.
up things.
Okay, I've got something that panders to Grace here.
Oh,
Go
go
on
on
then. Nick,
Okay.
you sound a bit too interested.
So
then. I want to know why
this is
Jim thinks this fickle pander to you.
Okay. Has he found anything on Nico
okay.
Hetalia?
No. This is Norse Realm Academy, Loki X Reader X Thor.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's the Hetalia boys plus Loki and Thor in a high school.
Why?
And if you can think of something that panders to Grace harder, then I'm yet to believe
hang
it.
They
on.
were all cats, and then that was like, yes, I'd love it.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
if they were also all cats.
Aw.
No, they're hot boys, but at night they transform into cats.
Hang on a sec.
Or the other way
Why
round,
aren't you writing these?
depending on what you're in the mood for. I'm probably gonna write that for you at some point.
Ladies and gentlemen, check your archive warnings.
Yes.
Oh, he's underage.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of that sort of thing here.
Wait, what's
Okay.
underage?
Let's
Oh, the thing you sent.
the Loki Norse Realm
Yeah,
Academy.
I don't want to look at that. Why are you
Okay.
sending me underage shit, James? Jesus. Oh yeah,
I
pandas
didn't
for me, will
realise.
you? I don't want children.
I didn't realise. Okay,
Read it, man.
fine. I'll send you this instead.
Find me some cats.
In the meantime, I've found a crossover none of us saw coming.
Ooh.
Okay.
So this is Axis Powers Hetalia mixed with 1984 by George Orwell.
What?
Yeah. This is called Unsteady Ground. Alternate Universe Dark.
Oh my
Oceania is one of the countries, along with England.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. England had never met Eurasia, nor did he have any particular desire to. Oh yeah, because you're always at war with Eurasia.
Yeah. unless they're at war with East Asia.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. England in 1984.
I just want to point out I'm not very cultured and I haven't actually read all of George Orwell's works.
Oh, that's fine. They're not fun reads. They're quite depressing.
Well, if Animal Farm was anything to go by when they sent the horse.
Oh,
to
Animal
the glue
Farm was
factory.
dark. Yeah, I didn't like Animal Farm.
In this, England would not be called England.
Yeah, he'd be Airstrip 1, wouldn't he?
He'd be Airstrip 1, yes, that's right.
Huh.
I've read 1984, I enjoyed it.
Really? You enjoyed it?
Well, it was, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was grim.
It was very grim.
Yeah.
And, yeah, if you want to imagine the future, then imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. That quote is burned into my brain because of 1984,
Yeah.
but there we go.
What does Futanari mean?
Ha!
The tables have turned. Nick, why
I'm
don't you
sorry,
explain
I didn't
that
mean
one?
to cut that in, but what is it?
Nick, why don't you explain that one?
Oh, you'd like me to explain Futanari, right? Okay. It's how can I put this in a politically correct way? Okay, it's women with penises, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You say politically, not even in a transgender way. It's just women with penises.
Yeah, it's just a literal. It's like a literal woman with a literal penis. They haven't had an operation. They just have a penis.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're usually massive as well.
Yes.
Well, you wouldn't want a little one if you're going to go have the effort in a fiction to have one.
That's true. But they're like implausibly massive, like down to your knees.
Yes, they are.
You wouldn't have enough blood. Anyway.
Okay. Sorry, I saw the tag and
Yeah.
had to.
Stop thinking about big throbbing penises, Jim.
Shh. Shh.
On in this band.
I've not found any cats yet. I have found one called Calling Daddy,
Okay.
which I went for this one because it has the tag British kink, and I was really hoping like that we'd find like a whole fetish of people into British people, but no, this is the only one that's used it,
Okay.
and it has Britain calling someone daddy quite often by the sounds of it.
Okay.
Oh no, it's England Reader, and England is the daddy,
Oh, okay.
I think, or it might be the other way around. No, it's England's the daddy.
Yeah, I'm.
So it describes all of this sex scene, and it's like, Daddy, give me your cock, and all this stuff. And once all the sex is finished, it ends on Arthur going, "Alright, cheerio, see you in a couple of hours."
Nice.
That's exactly what every British person says after sex. Cheerio.
I'm coming, swallow it all. Arthur, fuck. Oh, bugger it all. Better finish that paperwork. I'll plan. Would you guys mind if I recorded this? If like we do it as like we do like the M&S voice and then just cut to British accents.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
I will pop it, don't you worry. Daddy's holding you up and pounding your sweet little hole against the wall with my G8 uniform still on, just how you like it.
But always silent during your orgasms, your mouth always making a little popping noise, and then you were finished. But you came as your fingers struck your sweet spot, making you yell out in abandon. You rode out your orgasm with the help of Arthur, whispering sweet nothings into your ear as you finished.
Oh, bugger all!
Oh, bugger all! I'd better finish that paperwork, love. I'll plan a nice little date with us when and the telly when we get home. Sound good?
You know
All
what
right,
I like.
cheerio. See you in a couple of hours.
You laughed,
Next, you
hanging
laugh.
up. But your joy didn't last long. It turned out you had been gone for 20...
Yeah.
Oh, my god! I found I found
Oh,
the
fine.
Hetalia.
As we're closing up, you finally find one.
I
Yes.
finally find cats, but at the same time, my own cat wants to come into my room
Oh.
and she's meowing loudly at the door.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm
probably
just going to
time
let her
we
in.
say goodnight. I found a third Orwell one, by the way. I need to stop scrolling.
Nice. Oh, for God. Oh, Jesus wept.
Okay,
Put the
I'm
thing
putting
down
the
now.
fics
It's too
down.
fucking depressing.
But yeah,
Oh, my poor cat.
okay, so I guess we're done for today. We'll take one of these fics home and we'll cover it next time. So yeah. When we'll be back next week talking about a different fandom.
Okie dokie then. What are we talking about next
Space. The final frontier.
time? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
it's my turn!
No! No!
These are the voyages.
No! Oh, no.
See you
no,
next
no,
time.
no,
Well, you won't see
no,
us next
no.
time. We're
Shit,
an audio
no.
podcast. But
No. I'm not going to be here.
listen to us next
I'm not
time.
gonna be here. I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, if Grace hasn't sort of locked herself away in a room where we can't get to her with no
I'll just do an
audio
impression of
device,
Grace.
then,
I'm
yeah,
sure
you'll
it's
see
quite
all
easy.
three
I'm
of
just
us
like,
next
oh, my
next
name's
time."
Grace. I hate everything. Where's the cats and the two boys kissing?
Yeah, exactly. Why do you have me
See?
on?
Easy.
Yeah, exactly. So why am I?
Because
on
I'm
this
busy
show if
doing
you
an
can
impression
just
of
do that?
myself.